whether it's a Karen at a Dollar Tree or a Karen at a FROYO place, who may or may have not starred in Camp Rock. Hi YouTube, I am Serenity Alyssa, and in today's video we'll be talking about the infamous, is infamous the right word? We're talking about Demi Lovato and FROYO. Yes, FROYO, because I guess FROYO is triggering. Now before we get into this video, because I am a nice, decent human being, I would like to say, I have some trigger warning for you guys, because I know this topic's kind of sensitive for some folk. But if it's not sensitive for you, kudos to you, keep watching the video. But trigger warnings, EDs, aka eating disorders, Demi Lovato, because I know she triggers a lot of people, me sometimes, and FROYO, in case FROYO is triggering to you like it is for Demi Lovato. Okay, so basically, first of all, I'm very thirsty and I don't like my tongue being white in videos, so we're gonna pour me some water in here because I feel like being fancy and do not want to have to deal with the noise of a water bottle in this whole video. Also, we have a different setting because I just got tired of the blinds, and okay, this is making me uncomfortable. I got tired of the blinds and I just feel like this looks more comfy. Also, let's get into this video. First, we're gonna start with the timeline of this video, not this video, of this event, okay, or if you want to call it event, this whole situation basically. First, Demi Lovato visits a FROYO shop. I will be calling her Demi, Didi Lovato, you know who I'm talking about. Demi decides she wants to visit a FROYO shop. Now, like a lot of people know, she has dealt with eating disorders in the past and drug addiction. I feel like more people know about the drug addiction than the eating disorder because I feel like I've heard about her eating disorders before, but I didn't really know how serious it was for her until she had made this whole situation. Okay, so the first Instagram story post. So, okay, I will put screenshots on the screen just for a little bit of context and because I do not feel like reading word verbatim. But Demi visits this FROYO shop and I guess she walks in and sees things labeled as sugar-free, and I guess she feels uncomfortable and very triggered by this. And keep in mind, it's a FROYO shop, which for those who do not know, I don't know if FROYO is just like a West Coast thing. I am from California, I live in Vegas, so I've had FROYO growing up, but I don't know if people from other parts of the country or other countries who might be watching this know what that is. So basically, FROYO is frozen yogurt. No, it does not taste like you taking yogurt and putting it in the freezer. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it's just tasty, and usually people put like stuff like gummy bears, candy on top. Some nasty folk put chocolate in it and stuff like that. So and some people put fruit in it. That's basically what FROYO is. Okay, I'll put a picture on the screen in case you have a hard time imagining that. So yeah, so I guess she visits this place and she decides to go home or wherever she is and post her Instagram story. And I'll put the screenshot on here so you can read it word verbatim, but I'm basically gonna say what I took from it. Basically she mentions about how sugar-free foods were triggering. So my response or my thoughts on that is basically sugar-free foods have many purposes, and what I mean by that is sometimes people who don't have any health issues, as far as like all the way up to asthma to like diabetes, like no health issues, thank God. Me, I'm one of those people, thank you Jesus. But sometimes I reach for something that's sugar-free. Sometimes it tastes weird, but sometimes I reach for something that's sugar-free because why not just something that's sugar-free? Like, you know what I mean? And some people who are, I don't know if it's type 1 or type 2, don't come for me, but some people who have diabetes or who basically just can't have foods with a whole bunch of sugar or sugar at all because it might be lethal for them, it might be worse for their health. Just some people deal with different things, but they just can't have sugar, okay? Some people don't feel like their kids sugar for whatever reason. So that's why the sugar-free things exist. Okay, that's why they're labeled sugar-free, because what it is, okay? And secondly, nobody is responsible for your triggers. Me being the nice human being I am, and also not wanting to get canceled before I even start this YouTube channel, but I decided to be nice and put trigger warnings in the beginning of this video. Some people put trigger warnings on TikToks, but at the end of the day, nobody is responsible for your trigger warnings. Me being nice, I decided to give you a heads up, But at the end of the day, when you walk through life, there's not going to be trigger warnings on every poster plastered around the world. That's just not how life works, and I can't see life working like that. Because people, honestly, to be honest, nobody cares about anybody. Okay? Nobody cares. So you can't expect to see trigger warnings everywhere. Because nobody really cares about other people. So, yeah. But just to say, nobody is responsible for the trigger warning, especially when the place is about frozen yogurt. Not about. It's specialized in frozen yogurt. And their place is literally called the Big Chill. Like, you can't walk in there and expect to get bananas. Like, it's frozen yogurt. You can't walk in there and expect to get celery. It's frozen yogurt. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They specialize in frozen yogurt. This is not like she walked in Target, saw frozen yogurt, got triggered. Which, even in that situation, it wouldn't be Target's fault. She walked in the frozen yogurt place where frozen yogurt is being sold. And she knows it's being sold. Continue. So, yeah. And also, for her to be a huge celeb, who, I'm not talking about Bad Baby or any of these new Instagram people. This is Demi Lovato talking about. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of Demi Lovato. Also because during her little era on Disney Channel and stuff, I just wasn't, that's not the stuff I kind of watched. And I think I was kind of too young not to watch that stuff, but I wasn't really watching Disney Channel yet. I was more like PBS, that type of thing. But she has a huge following and has since she was a teenager. And how old is she? I don't feel like Googling. I don't care that much. But she's grown. Fully grown now. So for her to have a huge following and have many fans who have followed her since then, there's no way she could have posted what I'm about to talk about in a second. She could have posted this or talked about this and specifically targeted that FROYO place. Okay? She didn't say in general frozen yogurt places or general food places. She targeted one specific small business who I'm pretty sure, I will Google that, probably should have before this video, has one location in LA. That's who she decided to target. And someone who has a huge following, what was your motive? Like, the only thing you could have suspected from this is that you'll be shutting their place down, which by what I'm about to show you guys in this video is kind of her motive, it seems like. Okay, so yeah. The second Instagram story post, I feel like her motive has been proven because she goes on to say that she'll make this hashtag diet culture vulture a thing because she feels like she's Captain America, Iron Man. I don't know. But she says she wants to make this a hashtag. And basically this bully tone and this Karen energy. I hate saying the word Karen, but this Karen energy is seeping out her pores and onto her Instagram page. Also, why do people, I'm not gonna say a group of people, feel the need to make hashtags about everything else except what it was made for? The term culture vulture comes when people steal other parts of people's culture and like claiming it as their own or like just overdoing it. That's what that is. Diet culture vulture. What does that even mean? Like, can someone break that up? Like, how diet culture vulture? That doesn't make sense, but let's go on to the next point. Okay, the first set of DMs. So, she adds, keep in mind, these two Instagram story posts, she adds the Big Chill. And they respond to the story. If you know how Instagram works, then yeah. If you don't know how Instagram works, then I'm not going to explain you Instagram settings. But they basically reply to it in DMs privately. And basically, they're like, we're not culture vultures, diet culture vultures, whatever that means. And basically, they write like a little tiny paragraph, maybe like one sentence. Not really explaining themselves, but just like saying like, you're cap. Basically, that's what I got from it. Now, if I honestly owned this FROYO shop, I would have been as nice, but that goes to show many of the multiple million reasons why I do not own a FROYO shop. Because I would have been nice, and yeah, so yeah. And I'm pretty sure people who struggle to look at FROYO and who are aware of the harm that FROYO might cause them or makes them feel are not walking into FROYO shops. And also, I'm just very confused, even though I sit here and watch videos on this, looked at receipts and stuff. I'm just very confused as to why she walked in there in the first place. Like, if you watch her IGTV video, which we'll get into later because it has a lot to say in itself, and she talks about how FROYO is triggering for her and blase blase, and how after this event I don't know, but I'm just like, why did you walk in there? Like, me personally, if I know I'm terrified of snakes, I'm not gonna walk in a snake shop and then go back home and right behind I'm triggered about the snakes when I know I'm triggered by the snakes. I'm not comfortable around snakes, and I want to decide to walk in a snake shop that says snake shop in the front of it. Like, I don't get it. Anyways, so then she asked them with a bully-like tone, and then they left her on scene. Basically, after she writes a paragraph talking a whole bunch of nonsense, they basically leave her on scene. Then she DMs them again, but this time the bully tone, the attitude she had earlier is kind of gone, and she tries to be weirdly helpful and suggesting that, y'all not gonna believe this if you never heard the story before, that suggests that they label their items by basically diseases and disorders. She basically suggests that they label items as diabetic or celiac. I don't know how to say it, and I don't want to butcher it. And name stuff as vegan. Me personally, when you name stuff as vegan, doesn't have a derogatory term or feeling or anything. But when you name stuff as like diabetic and something as common as a FROYO shop, it's kind of like, eh. And also, I'll try to find it, which I probably should screenshot this. I saw it. But when I went in the comments of her IGTV video, someone who said that they had like, I think they either said they had diabetes or something like that. They said that when things are labeled like that as far as food in everyday settings, that makes them feel outcast, which makes sense because if I have a disease or something, or I don't know if diabetes is a disease. If it's not, I'm so sorry, but people who suffer from things like that, you don't want that. It makes sense why they wouldn't want that or feel comfortable with that being labeled on everyday products such as food. Food is something that everybody consumes. Food is something that's so commonly like known. Like, even the hungriest person knows what food is. So if someone's going to the grocery store and they're diabetic, something is labeled as diabetic, and they go to the register and now the register knows that they have diabetes or something, rather than them grabbing something just sugar free and their person at the register not thinking anything of it because it's their business. You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of like, yeah. Anyways, and then she basically says that they're excluding one demographic. And I'm just trying to figure out who this one demographic is. Is Demi Lovato. Are you the one demographic? Like, who is this one demographic that they're excluding? Is it you? If those Camp Rock checks are still not coming in, then this makes sense. I guess she can open her own FROYO shop and label things as diseases, and that's what has her tight. Anyways, and she also mentions how being in LA is kind of hard to tell with diet culture, and don't blame this on LA. Don't blame this on LA. And if you feel that way, then move in the Midwest somewhere and have a cottagecore aesthetic. And me telling you to move just because of the FROYO is unrealistic, and it's just as unrealistic as you telling people to label their FROYO as diseases. And yeah, it's two unrealistic things. Okay, next. Yeah. So now let's talk about these guilt-free bars or cookies or whatever they are. Now, first of all, she's talking about making her feel uncomfortable, but then she takes a screenshot from their page, which was from like 2016. But anyways, the slogan of this brand basically said, eat this protein bar guilt-free, something like that. I'll put on the screen. The slogan makes sense because even, I don't care how much crap is in that cookie. I don't care how unhealthy it is, because we all know how the food industry is. But it's being labeled as a protein bar. and it's saying eat this without being guilt-free. Which, isn't that your whole point behind this? And then she goes on to post, well, I don't need to be told to eat something guilt-free. Maybe I'm lost in this conversation, but isn't that your whole point? That you want to feel guilt-free walking to a FROYO shop? So why is this cookie such a big chunk in your arguments? Anyways, yeah. Now let's move on to her IG live / IGTV. Now I'm pretty sure it's still pinned, because if you don't know, you could pin comments on Instagram just like you can on YouTube. So while we're in the middle of this video, go ahead and comment down below any comments, concerns, whatever you have opinions about this video, and so I can pin your comment possibly. Was basically what I'm trying to get across from right here. But basically you could pin comments, and if it's still there, I will try and screenshot it right when I'm done filming. Basically, what I remember when I watched the whole IGT live video, and basically the title of her IGT live, which I don't know if she actually went live or just an IGTV video, but basically in the title it has a trigger warning, but the pinned comment, someone said, oh, you should enter a trigger warning. So then she pins it and then adds a trigger warning, which I'm assuming happened. Obviously, I was not watching this post, reloading her page when she first posted this. I don't know what the original title might have been, but that's what I'm getting from it. And maybe that my claim might not be backed up if this pinned comment is not there or her post is still not there, but she was so showing about her opinion that I'm pretty sure it is. Basically, what I want to say about that is her whole point about being triggered walking in there. You would think she would include a trigger warning on a video where she's talking heavily about EDs. Now, what I'm gonna say about that is that goes to prove that it stopped being about EDs and FROYO, and you struggled with that in the past. It started more being about I don't know if she felt like she was wrong, because she is, or if she just felt like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. So then now she's trying to defend herself. So yeah, if you don't understand what I'm saying, then I don't know how further to explain it. But let's continue. She mentioned that it was clear to her. It wasn't clear to her what was going on, and well, she's child, I'm as confused as you are. She basically says she was confused walking into the FROYO shop and seeing all these diet culture vultures and all the sugar-free stuff and this FROYO. She was just so confused, and I'm not the one to call people dumb because, like my mom says, I don't have any common sense. But are you dumb? You walked into a FROYO shop knowing with common sense and prior knowledge to your whole life, especially since you have dealt with EDs, that sugar-free things exist. So when you saw these things, why were you confused? You walked to the FROYO shop and saw FROYO. Why were you confused? Anyways, then in her IGT live, she basically says that she left the FROYO shop and didn't get the FROYO she wanted, Didn't get the FROYO she wanted, but all the people who supported this business after this whole situation did get the FROYO they wanted. So shout out to them. It's a small business in a pandemic, but hey, just let Demi Lovato just publicly shame them and just let's watch it backfire. Anyways, but she said she didn't leave with the FROYO she wanted, and for the rest of the weekend she was struggling with, I don't know if she said FROYO or eating, but I don't have much to say on that. Anyways, then her whole customer is right thing, which she used in the wrong context. Me personally, I don't really like the whole customer is right, saying, because I feel like it's very subjective, and I feel like everything is subjective that you say, so why make this the whole thing when it's going to be subjective in every case? If that makes sense. So the way she used it was completely wrong. No, you're not right. And yeah, and then this bully tone continues as she continues to speak on this place before her live, but this bully tone continues, and I'm just like, girl, pipe down. Pipe all the way down, because you're about to end your career over FROYO. Is that really what we want to do? I don't think so. So yeah, so customers are always right. We see wrong customers all the time, whether it's a Karen at a Dollar Tree or a Karen at a FROYO place, who may or may have not starred in Camp Rock. Next, her whole hard time thing for the rest of the weekend. What I have to say about that is, why did you go there in the first place? Why did you go there in the first place? Like, why did you go there in the first place? That's my own question. My only question. And I doubt Lovato will see this video, but if she does, go ahead and do me a favor and comment down below. Why did you go there in the first place? I don't know if it's because some of you guys might think I'm being insensitive, but it seems like I have the same opinion as a lot of people on the internet, because I didn't see not one comment backing her up as they should. But why did she walk in there in the first place? Like, I just don't get it, you know? And the only reason I'm making a video about this, even though it's such a dumb argument, is because it caught my eye. I saw something about it on TikTok. Someone was commenting on it. I was like, oh, what is he talking about? And then I went to her page on Instagram, Demi Lovato's page, to be accurate. I mean, to be whatever. And I watched it, and I was like, ooh, that's about my mom. And then I was like, I'll make a video on this. So then I screenshotted it on my phone, and then I was cleaning out my phone the other day, and I realized I screenshotted this to remind myself in the future to make a video on it. So this happened around 2-ish, 3-ish weeks ago, but I started talking about it right now because, I don't know, certain opinions, certain topics and situations catch my eye. That's why a lot of topics I do not touch on this channel. Even though this is my 3rd video, because I just feel like it doesn't catch my eye, and I don't want this to be a drama channel. So there won't be many celebrities mentioned on my channel, but I decided to do this one because it was caught my eye. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, get a big thumbs up or a thumbs down. Honestly, do either. I see I got a thumbs down on my Instagram casual video. I guess someone wanted to post pictures in grass. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Give it a big thumbs up. Check out my other 2 videos at the moment, which are my let's not make Instagram casual again and why it won't work. If you disagree or agree with that argument and want to hear what I have to say, it'll be linked down below. And my Jenny and Georgia review. A lot of people I have talked to have not watched Jenny and Georgia, which is so unbelievable because I felt like it was just so trending like a few months ago. But if you are interested in it, you know, you want to watch it, maybe you will find something to watch on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, Netflix is now, so you decide to go on YouTube, see my video, and I done my video, then go on Netflix and go watch me in Georgia, and then when you're done watching that whole series, because you will binge watch it, trust me, come back to that video and see what I say about it. Love you guys, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye!